On January 15th, there is going to be an opening ceremony of a shrine for Karupaswamy in my own town where I was born, Rameshwaram, and in my private temple, the family temple. And it is a very interesting thing because I never wanted to do it, but it is taking place. It's a goddess temple, which of course I got involved in it and then consecrated it and so forth a couple of times. But this also I did marginally do something, but this Karupaswamy temple came on its own and it is taking place. And this, to me, this is really an important beginning of Dharma coming to. Dharma means righteousness coming to the world. Righteousness is dwindling everywhere all over the world. And historically, Karupaswamy, this god of Dharma or righteousness, came to this earth plane several millions of years ago on this particular day. And it all coincided. That is his will to be incarnating at that place. There is no justice. Justice is really missing everywhere. But Karupaswamy is a god of justice. And he is worshipped, unfortunately, only by the poor people. And in India, and then misunderstood as someone who is not good for sophisticated people. But that's a wrong understanding, because popular understanding is always misleading. But he is the god of justice and also one who is going to establish justice on the earth plane. So I got interested in it. I have done several videos for you on the day and on Karupaswamy. So I want you to visit all of them. And then it also tells how I was traveling in a car and Karupaswamy's temple was there, some other temple, and he asked me to stop. And then I stopped, and then the guy who was channeling Karupaswamy was able to heal people, give blind people to see, people who cannot speak, they were able to speak. And then he called while in a trance, the God revealed himself that he is come here for justice. It's a very long story because I've been with the Karupaswamy business for quite a few years. And yeah, I've taken him to Delhi, to Mumbai, to everywhere in India. And then people have been benefited by healing and miracles, money miracles, and all these kinds of things. And this opening of this new shrine for Karupaswamy is very significant, and also in a place where I was born. And he is going to really make sure that people who have been wronged financially or in any other means will be protected, will be given a chance to come up in life. And interestingly, and I was watching a YouTube channel, a maid started to channel Karupaswamy, and then she was able to do all kinds of miracles. The priest always wants to exploit this and try to collect money. And Karupaswamy knows that. And he was telling the maid channeling Karupaswamy was telling, hey guys, you are trying to exploit me. and make business out of me. So that's not going to work. So I'm here only for the poor people. And that was a clear message. And so the way I'm going to set it up, the Karpaswamy thing is, I'm training a few people to channel Karpaswamy. And not priests, because the priests have historically been not good. So I'm training Westerners, Americans, and also some elite Indians, and they who are able to channel Karpaswamy. And they are financially well off, so they are not charging. So what is going to happen is you can donate some money to a cause like feeding or some schools for the blind or for poor people. And we are going to also have it filmed. So you will have, I think, we are going to post it also after it is done. But on this day, because it is the day that he is going to be descending onto the earth plane, I want you to be using Karpaswamy and praying to him. And you have a number of videos that I myself have made. We can go and use those videos. And the key thing is getting a personal relationship with him. And he understands you. And wherever you are, he descends into the earth plane at 8:20 p.m. So at that time, if you just keep his picture and then try to establish a contact with him, it will be great. I have narrated instances of Karpaswamy going to the court, and then people have, in an inquiry, and descending into people are arguing, Karpaswamy getting into doctor's body and performing surgery, all kinds of things. So he is that's why I started calling him as the performer God. And he's not ostentatious, he's very, very simple. He doesn't want even a roof on you over his head. He said, just give me a horse and then a horse statue, and then I will ride on the horse. And the horse symbolism is very important there. And he literally sends this horse to wherever he needs to send them. How this is all done, it is a mysterious phenomenon. And I can explain to you, but it gets you too complicated. It's too complicated. But what you need is just take it for granted that he rides on a horse, and the horse is real, and the horse is also a psychic symbol for you to understand higher states of consciousness, and also as much as it's a vehicle for Karpaswamy to go to different places. So on this day, just be prayerful to Karpaswamy. And there is and he is considered the 10th avatar of Vishnu. So there is also a tradition associating it to Shiva also. It doesn't really matter. So the chant Kalki Karpaswamy Vidmahe Dasavatara Dhimahi Tanno Kalki Prachodayat. And there is the chant, I think I'm missing a couple of lines. It's elsewhere there, or on that day we will post it so that you can be able to listen to it. So it's a great thing. It's not my doing. It's Karpaswami himself deciding to get into this earth plane to uphold righteousness. This video is a continuation of the Karpaswami webcast. I thought that I would add some more meat to it. It's very interesting that I use the word meat because Karpaswami is a meat-eating god. So to give more meat would be very agreeable concept for him. So what meat I'm going to provide is how can you access him? In order to understand Karpaswami, you have to understand the concept of God or gods or angels. There are beings other than animals and insects and microbes and all that we know by looking at them or through science. There are invisible beings whom cannot be looked at with the naked eye or through the microscope or a telescope. And these are gods and goddesses. And they are performing gods and non-performing gods, and some gods have become emeritus. That means they are retired and then they don't perform. Some of the Greek gods and goddesses are like that. Even the Roman gods and goddesses, because they have been discontinued and other religions have taken over. Not that they are not there, they are there, but they have been abandoned by people by not worshipping them. So if you can revive, if you want to revive them, you can revive them. Because you have to revive them first in your consciousness. By just calling on them, then they will come. So whenever you call on a god or goddess, that god becomes alive within your own consciousness and also outside in the outer space, and then they can come. One thing about Karpaswami that you may want to know is that he is very, very close to the earth plane, some sort of a bodhisattva of a different kind, and who is very much interested in solving very mundane problems like disputes between neighbors on a land crisis, or disputes between the siblings, court cases, and relationship problems between husband and wife, health problems, and money problems too, because he is very, very mundane. You don't go to Karpaswami asking for enlightenment. That's not going to work. Not that he cannot give, but that's not his domain. And he is extremely, extremely powerful God or spirit, or whatever name you want to call him. And I have tested that, and he, with his added ability, he can do miracles for you. So I want you to make use of a God that who is alive and who is very much on this earth plane, and then he 8:20 p.m. he visits the earth plane to interact with people. So that is the time that you make him alive. He is alive, but you make him alive by being open to his energy. All that you need is you just put a picture, and I just mentioned, and then offer some incense, a lot of incense. The one thing that he likes is the more incense you have, the more will be the ability for you to contact him, and light and flowers and some food items that you want to give. Whatever food you eat, you can give it to him. But make sure that they are not leftovers, because he doesn't like leftover foods. And then you make a prayer to him. And if it's a judicious prayer, then he will do it. If it is not judicious, he is not going to give. He is not going to pay attention to it. So what do you do? How do you keep engaging with Karpaswami? So every day you just make this prayer at one time, and if you do it, I want you to test this for 45 days, for 45 consecutive days at 8:20 p.m. Just keep praying to him, bringing him into your consciousness. And then what you can do is you can even use this mantra, a very brief mantra, Om Kam Karpaswamyai Namaha, or Om. I think the best would be like, let me give you another one. Om Kam Kalki Karpaswamyai Namaha. 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 Do it at least for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever your time permits, and then keep continuing that for 45 days, and then let me know what results do you get out of the prayer. And then you have to have this prayer for one particular or couple of, perhaps one at a time for 45 days. So this is the information I wanted to add to the existing piece that I did on Karpaswami. And if you happen to live in Tamil Nadu, there are a lot of temples for him everywhere, and he's on the streets, corners, and particularly when you go to villages, he is there everywhere. And then you can light some incense on the roadside. If you are driving, you stop the car and then light some incense, and then use some food offerings, and then make a prayer. Okay, and then he will respond to you. That's all I wanted to say. Om Kam Kalki Karpaswamyai Namaha. 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 Om Kam Kalki Karpasamy 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 Namaha. Om कं कल्की कर्पसाम्यै नमः। ॐ 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 कं कल्की Karpasamye Namaha. Om Kam Kalki 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 Karpasamye N ఓం కం కల్కి కల్పసామ్యై నమః. ఓం కం కల్కి కల్పసామ్యై నమః. ఓం కం కల్కి కల్పసామ్యై నమః.